asks me what it's like to have a Nigerian husband, I have to cook every single day. My man likes his food fresh.
So, actually, your man is right. Most of the diseases people tackle today and try battle to treat today are actually prevented by the soups we eat in Africa. Our ancestors faced these diseases, they invented the cures, they discovered the herbs and the proper mixture of how to cure it. And they made it into a food that you eat once or twice in a month and you will never have the disease. For instance, the most popular one now I'm going to start with is ewedu. Ewedu is made of jute leaves, all right? Now, of course, you have locust beans and meat and stuff, but the primary ingredient there is jute leaves. These jute leaves help treat breathing problems. Okay, chest congestion, asthma, catarrh, all those things. That's jute leaves. They mixed it. It became a soup. Most people have abandoned African soups. I'm going to list some now and what they do. So you, as an African, anywhere you are in, you are doing the right thing by making sure that you eat African soups every day, not just African food in general. All right, those were invented by the ancient ones who lived here for 300,000 years and understood the continent more than us. Some of us are less than 100 years old. So we must not totally discard the wisdom of the ancients. They know how to survive. So the next one I'm going to talk about now is ofen sala, which is what they call white soup. Okay, it's made up of fish, spicy, but otazi leaves. All right, and this helps with arthritis, joint pain, okay, muscle wastage, and digestive issues. All right, so once you are done with otazi, the next one we're going to do is afang. Okay, use afang. Afang is the afang leaves. That's the key ingredient. Okay, it's a type of vegetable, and of course we have things like water leaf, meat, fish, and palm oil. But it helps with bone disease, osteoarthritis, okay, digestive issues, all right, and infections because of antibiotic effect, and weight problems when you are struggling with losing weight. The next one is bitter leaves. Okay. Now, bitter leaf soup helps with treating malaria, right? Because I think it contains quinine. All right. Now, of course, they mix it with things like cocoyam, meat, fish, oil, and they mix it with all these things. Now, it helps you detoxify the body. As long as you're eating your bitter leaf soup once or twice in a month, you can never get sick with malaria. All right. So now it helps with high blood pressure. It helps regulate your blood pressure and sugar, right? It's bitter for a reason, okay? Controls blood sugar and infections. I'm not saying that these things cure these things. I'm just saying that it aids with, okay, liver diseases, bitter leaf soup, all right? And of course, tackles infections. Okra soup, okay? Okay. It aids in digestion because of its high fiber content. It promotes heart health for those having heart problems, okay, lowers cholesterol. So you can ask your doctor if it's okra soup is good for you, and it's good for weight management, manages constipation and obesity. All right. Now here's the thing: in Nigeria, there's a rumor that it helps to make the bekus to no 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 to you understand the wetness of bekus. I don't know how true that is because there's no scientific backing to it. I tried to find a science paper that backs it. There's none. Anything I'm saying here, you can Google and get it, right? F4, F4 helps with treating scurvy, eye disorders, okay? And poor immune function. Those are having immune system disorders, all right? Autoimmune diseases and skin conditions, okay? There's always rashes on their skin. F4 is made with spinach, okay, a vegetable called spinach, tomatoes, peppers, onions, palm oil, and a number of other things. They are mixed in a certain way at a certain time of cooking. You have to do it in that order. Our ancestors are super smart. But once you're taking it, it is rich in vitamin A and vitamin C and supports your immune function. You can never get skin problems. Your skin is going to be smooth, very smooth. Okay, so ogbono soup. It is made of wild mango seeds and spinach, other vegetables, right? Ogbono supports digestive health. Okay, it has a laxative effect. Okay, regulates blood sugar levels and helps with weight management boosts your metabolism, right? Helps you digest things better. Okay. And if have you noticed that most people that struggle with losing weight, most times they don't even eat these African foods again. It's always junk food or some stew that we learned to cook from China. You know, once you're eating African food, naturally you'll come back to your normal weight. Okay, helps with high blood pressure and obesity. Egusi soup, very powerful, helps with malaria, anemia, skin infections, digestive issues. Okay, egusi made this with spinach, bitter leaf, palm oil, meat, fish, crayfish, and the egusi, right? So it enhances skin health. Smooth skin helps with anemia because it's rich in iron. And I'm just gonna throw in one that is not considered a soup, but it's still an African stew or fada sauce or stew. So it made with local beans, peppers, onions, and so on. But it is good with treating malaria, infectious digestive issues, and heart effects. So I got this from Google. You can go and check. I already know some of the herbs for treating other things. All right. And in another video, I'm going to talk about the trees we plant around our house. If you go to the villages, you see that the way they build a house is they build a house and then they plant trees around, and then there are forests, right? But there are trees that has to be in a compound. One of them is mango tree, one of them is pawpaw tree, cashew tree, in some compound. Those trees, there is oha. Many people eat oha, so they don't know that it's a tree. It's a tree, right? But most people don't know that these things they are strategically planted. People just build houses and make everywhere flat and put tiles everywhere in the compound. And our ancestors are smart. They put these trees there because they solve different health issues. I don't want to go into that in this video. But if you're a Nigerian or an African anywhere, don't abandon African foods, right? Your body has already evolved to extract the nutrients from the food. Your body knows exactly how to tackle a goosey soup or ewedu. Once ewedu comes, it knows how to extract the ingredient, not just from you eating it when you were small, but from your ancestors eating it for thousands of years. So your body fully understands. It's different from concocting a going to Asia and eating Asian food. It may be helping the Asians, but for you now, it may be causing you problem. Do you understand? It may cause your body extra stress to fish out the ingredients. So don't abandon African food anywhere you have the opportunity to be able to prepare it every day, or make your husbandic wife or wifedic husband to or shim de her queer to cook it for you. Let him be cooking it for you. It's very good for your health. Very, very good. If you are sick now and they don't know what is wrong with you, they don't know what the hell is wrong with you. You are taking all sorts of medicines and it's not working. First of all, switch 100% to African foods. The foods that you people grew up with, switch to that. All right? Once you switch to that, give yourself time. As long as you're not putting artificial seasoning. There are seasoning that they sell in cubes now. I don't want to call the name they sell in markets. No. Use the original seasoning they are using. You understand? Give yourself time. You will see that you make a better recovery. Watch my other videos. Click my name, go to my channel, watch my other videos so you understand more about this kind of things. See you.